We also have another support centre stood up in the Mangere War Memorial Hall, and we're working with our contacts in the community up in the north of the region to make sure that there is the provision to stand something up quickly if we need that we have a number of Auckland Council and supporting councils from outside of Auckland helping us out on the ground do our building assessments. So there is 130 assessors on the ground working in 65 teams covering a wide area from Wellsford right down to Pukekohe today. Rapid building assessments take.
Well, it's like past 4 for almost like 5 o'clock here in America. Okay, to my kids, this is the flooding in New Zealand, okay, where your mother actually went to school in Auckland Girls Grammar, and I actually just spoke with one of your cousins from New Zealand because I tried to call everybody to see if everybody was going. Early this morning when I woke up, I just found out last night, but I didn't realize it was this bad until this morning. But I did pray. The good Lord did put it prompted me, like this was like last week. Either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It may have been early. It may have been Tuesday or Wednesday to pray, you know. So I did pray for all of you guys. Well, of course, over there in California and around the world, whom are all of my relatives that Grandma taught me how to pray for. So this is what I want you guys to continue to do, to continue to pray for all of your loved ones all over the world, because they're not just here in America. They are all scattered around the world, you know. And then whoever is a follower of Jesus Christ, who really believe in God and Jesus Christ, you got to pray for all of those people because they are God's children. And then for those who are just, confused or don't know any better, like because they haven't been told the truth, they've been misled by the Darwin theory that there is no God. But apparently in this flood, as you can see, there is a God who actually owns the rain, and that he prepared us in Matthew 24 to to beware. Don't let pray that your problems don't happen on Sundays, because God, rest on Sunday. Jesus will be available, so that's why I said ask for Jesus, because Jesus will be able to come help you guys on a Sunday. Okay, so because Jesus did go to the temple to the holies of holies to get the food when his disciples were hungry, okay, like King David did. But that was out of a need, for the people, because Jesus came for the people. He didn't come for the day, he came for the people. And another thing too, as you guys can learn from this, you guys can learn for your future. Like, for example, you guys see how they snow things out of the snow. Well, they have trucks nowadays that they actually carry oil, right? Well, if you guys can get like trucks like that to have a vacuum, like for example, how they have these sweepers. I remember your father had a sweeper, or used to sweep when we used to live over there in San Pedro. He used to work, in the public section, and that's what he used to do. He used to, vacuum the side of those roads so there's nothing, you know, like in the road when cars are driving. Well, it's the same thing with this water over here. If you see, you guys have an option to utilize these well, there you can utilize that part of that that truck that carries oil, and that part of the truck that sweeps the sweeper that sweeps the floor. You guys can come up with a vacuum, water vacuum, the same thing that vacuums water when you trying to pick up water from, you know, let's say from you know how they have these vacuums now where it can actually suck up water if there's a spill. Well, you know, they can actually create those with those big trucks where they can suck up water, and then what they can do is they can take that, have the truck to come suck up this water and put it inside where, you know, that where there is a reservoir, or where there is a need of water, like for example, you know, where the river is that's not flowing or just overflows, or where there's an ocean, or wherever, you know, they can just pour out the water, you know, that is there. I mean, just like some of those houses that found out. I mean, if they would, like, you know, try to stop some of that water from, you know, going into the soil, it probably may have helped. It may have helped protect that house from falling, because once the water goes in too deep, maybe you need to figure out, like, you know, once the water how far the water gets into the mud, and it becomes really weak before, you know, anything happens, especially the houses that are already built. But, you know, it's something to look forward to for the houses in the future, because that happens in California too. So, I mean, this is a lesson. This is a warning, you know, from Jesus and God, because they've been preaching about Matthew 24, you know, be prepared for these things. And, you know, everybody knows, I mean, has the knowledge to build these machines that they can suck up water. Hello? I mean, they can suck up other things. They can suck up oil that's wet. They can literally suck up water too. Okay? Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys where your mother went to school in Auckland Girls Grammar, because it's actually over there near where I used to go to school, and then I used to work, you know, where the Rendos was at K Road. But yeah, let's see what else, you know, is going on in this before I stop. Just a little advice to you guys for your future. You know, you guys need to, you know, become representatives of the Congress, or you guys need to hire or vote for people who actually will be able to help you guys with your future, not people who are greedy and think of only themselves. You have that option in this country of America. That's why God gave you guys this freedom to be able to vote, because we are the people. Not you guys work like Sarah, you know, Sandra said, you know, you work. I mean, you work. You know, the people work for the government, not the other way around. The people working for the government are actually supposed to be helping to protect the people that voted, you know, them in the first place. Okay.
About 20 minutes each, but teams are issuing placards when required, so where there's very obvious damage that will need some level of follow-up, they are able to do that, and leaving information for homeowners. As information comes through from the teams on where damage is most concentrated, we're able to move more teams into those areas to affect those assessments happening more quickly. And so teams will keep working as long as we can today and into tomorrow, as long as it's safe to do so.
One of the key things that insurance companies have relayed to us that it'll be good to get out there is that it's really important people take good photos of the evidence of the damage that's occurred to their homes and their properties. That'll be really helpful. it's understood that quite often people will need to get in there and get underway with cleaning up their home. So take those photos, make sure you've got that on hand for dealing with your company, and do make contact with your insurer as soon as possible. There might be some delayed times getting through to call centres because of the sheer volumes, but please do reach out to those companies to begin the process.
So we've had reports back from the power companies that about 98% of flood-related outages have been restored by Vector. Around 700 people or properties are still without power. Most of those will be restored today, but the exception of that is Kowal Island, which presents a few slightly complex challenges. Water supply is of course a priority, it always is, and making sure people have got fresh water to drink. We do have several water supply issues throughout West Auckland, and customers have been reporting low water pressure or no water or discoloured water in some cases. And we have got in place the reinstatement of some of that supply, particularly in the Titirangi and surrounding suburbs. After a 30-metre long section of pipe was washed away, there's been work done to fix that. And water tankers are on site to also support properties in that area while that return to service happens.
And the waterways.
Other suburbs with supply issues, but staff are looking at that. No further breaks located at this point.
Where the water's supposed to go through.
In terms of wastewater network,
Needs to be clear when the water
flows have happened throughout Auckland.
is going
due to
down.
the wastewater networks and treatment plants being overwhelmed by stormwater. The most significant issue here is currently in the North Shore, where we're working to restore service to several pump stations. And we just ask and encourage people on the North Shore to reduce their water use, just to help reduce the volume of wastewater leaving their properties at this current time. And we'll continue to provide updates on that situation.
State Highway 1 from Puhoi to Warkworth was fully opened overnight and remains with a temporary speed limit in place. At State Highway 1, around the Lonely Track site, an overslip means that one lane southbound has been closed. It's been fully cleared of debris and the road is now actually fully open. Flooding and slips are now clear on State Highway 3 around Tikawiti, and State Highway 25 Thames to Coromandel is now open under a stop-go, so people can be particularly patient in that area. On State Highway 1 over the Brindurwin Hills, a number of trees have come down and sizable slips have closed the highway from the State Highway 12 intersection to Waipu. We have multiple crews and geotechnical teams working to clear the road.
We know that flood-related waste is an emerging issue and that people have concerns about or are unsure what to do with their waste. We just want to assure Aucklanders that we have plans in place to make this cost-effective and as easy as possible. If you need help removing storm-damaged debris or contents from your property, please call 0800 22 2200.
People do need to be aware we're still in an emergency. There are still roads where there is serious flooding in place. We're likely to have heavy rain into this afternoon and evening as well. So the advice does remain to Aucklanders that to think carefully about journeys and just take those journeys that you really need to take. If you don't really need to take it, then do think about staying at home. And when you are on the roads, please be as cautious as possible. We want to keep people safe.
Okay.